In the year 1912, as spring was starting to paint the world with verdant hues, J.P. Morgan, one of the most influential financiers and bankers in the world, was contemplating a luxurious voyage across the Atlantic on the newest marvel of naval architecture, the RMS Titanic. Known for his shrewd business acumen and extraordinary wealth, Morgan was one of the primary investors in the International Mercantile Marine Company, which owned the White Star Line, the entity that had commissioned the construction of the Titanic. Being a part of this enterprise, it seemed fitting that Morgan should be one of the first to set foot on this unsinkable ship. Morgan had planned to board the Titanic on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York, USA. He anticipated the trip eagerly, relishing the idea of experiencing the splendor and elegance of this colossal sea liner. His belongings were even loaded onto the ship, including several crates of valuable artifacts he'd collected during his recent European travels. However, as fate would have it, destiny intervened, and Morgan's plans abruptly changed. A few days before the voyage, while he was vacationing at a resort in France, he fell ill, or at least that was the official story. Rumors speculated that Morgan preferred to extend his stay at the resort, ensnared by its lavish surroundings and captivating social scene, while others suggested he was engaged in urgent negotiations with some European counterparts, too critical to be delayed. Regardless of the reason, Morgan decided not to embark on the Titanic's maiden voyage, instead sending a message to the ship's captain, Edward J. Smith, expressing his regret. His suites, B-57 through B-59, were empty throughout the journey. While Morgan was dealing with his business in Europe, or basking in the grandeur of the French resort, the Titanic set sail without him on April 10, 1912. 4 days later, news of the unthinkable tragedy reached Morgan. The unsinkable Titanic had struck an iceberg and sunk into the icy depths of the North Atlantic. The financial magnate was stunned. More than 1,500 people perished in the disaster, a calamity that would reverberate through the ages. The news shook Morgan to his core. He was supposed to be on that ship, supposed to be among the elite in the first-class cabins. But a last-minute change had spared him the horrific fate that befell many aboard the Titanic. The incident was a stark reminder for Morgan, a man who had a hand in shaping the world, that he was not above the unpredictable turns of fate. In the aftermath of the Titanic disaster, Morgan found himself haunted by the what-ifs. Despite the sadness he felt for the lives lost, there was an undeniable sense of relief. The mogul survived not due to his fortune or influence, but because of an inexplicable twist of destiny. The event left a lasting impact on Morgan, who carried the memory of his narrow escape with him for the rest of his days. In his subsequent years, the incident served as a sobering reminder of the impermanence of life, instilling in Morgan a renewed sense of purpose and commitment. He continued his work, aware that fate had granted him a second chance. Yet the specter of the Titanic always lingered, a poignant symbol of how close he had come to a place in the annals of tragedy.